loving parents and a sister, and he was always happy. But one day, there was a terrible and mysterious fire. His family perished, and he was scarred and alone. The child was taken to an orphanage run by a mother superior, and he gained many new brothers and sisters. But none of them loved him. He was mocked by the other children for his scars, and the mother superior would beat him with a cane. The only joy he found in that orphanage was hiding alone while reading books from the small, dusty library where no one was supposed to enter. One day, the Mother Superior found him in the library, and this time, he was punished until his screams could be heard by all the other children, by all the neighbors. But no one did anything to stop it. Even after the beatings, the boy came back to the library, and he saw there was a new book on the shelf, mysterious and clad in black leather. The boy read the tome and learned its secrets. He followed its guidance and said a prayer to the Night Mother. Sithis heard his words, his anger, his need for revenge, and the Dark Brotherhood answered with blood. Now that boy has no mother but the night, no brothers or sisters but the dark. Now that child is clad in shadow, and he waits to answer your own prayer for blood.
Today's episode of Zenit News Radio is sponsored by the Dark Brotherhood. Dark Brotherhood is not a Hope affiliate, and Hope takes absolutely no legal or moral responsibility for any disappearances linked to their alleged activities. If you would like to get an ad for your business or organisation included in our show, please contact Hope or leave us a letter outside of Zenit News Radio Tower, right next to the angry threats and pile of human meat that keeps being left by our door. Good morning, Chernarus. I am your host, Captain Blue of the UN Hope Division, and I am pleased to welcome you back to another episode of Zenit News Radio, the only radio station that does not simultaneously coincide with coordinated terrorist bombings or mutant attacks. Having said that, you may have seen some posters around Green Mountain and the Black Market promoting a brand new radio station, Family Radio. It says it will feature music, game shows, and guest appearances. We here at the Zenit Radio Tower would like to wish Family Radio the best of luck in getting started. And please, 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 let us take part in the game show. Anyway, it's been a little while since our last broadcast, and a lot has been happening. You may remember the recent chemical attacks on water sources throughout Chernarus. Several more attacks have taken place, leading to widespread contamination of rivers and lakes. A public meeting was held at Tipsy Tracker, where Elizabeth Barnes and other researchers looking into the effects of the pollution shared their findings. It seems that there is indeed some kind of biological weapon being used on the water supply. Its effects seem similar to the virus creating the infected, and its symptoms include itchy skin. It appears that some wells are still clean of the virus, but testing is ongoing. While several groups are looking at possible ways to clean up the water sources, the advice remains to only drink bottled water or purified water. Tipsy Tracker and Berezino School have both been providing safe, free drinking water as well as hope to residents and visitors in the town of Pavlovo. Following several sightings and engagements with the polluters, it seems that those responsible for this catastrophe were well equipped, all wearing black tactical clothing without any identifiable markings. We've not been able to capture any of the suspects alive, but based on their gear and probable access to a laboratory to make the contaminant, it seems likely that these attacks are being carried out by a group with access to a lot of resources, potentially even linked to a government or the scientists at CMD. Maybe it's a false flag operation by Tipsy Tracker to boost beer sales. I'm not sure yet, listeners, but what is very clear is that someone is out to get us. So don't drink the unsafe water and report any suspicious activity to Hope Division. Here's some music.
In the shadows where whispers lie, those forsaken, plotting, passing by. Generous weep, scars in the night. Evil incarnate out of sight. Trust the silence, the fears grow near. Forsaken calls echo through the night. Generous haunted, lost to fright. Evil lurking, don't turn your back. In the shadows, the heart turns black. They strike like thunder, cold and grim. Kidnaps and chaos, their faces dim. Disrupt the peace, they play the game. Souls lost forever, no one to blame. Branches burn, the darkness swallows whole. Forsaken calls echo through the night. Shannara's haunted, lost to fright. Evil lurking, don't turn your back. In the shadows, the heart turns black.
Listener, do you look like a hobo? Do you love motorcycles and cookouts? Do you have nothing better to do this Thursday at 7 p.m. EST? Well, come and join the motorcycle ride and hobo cookout, starting at Severograd Construction Yard. Following the attack on Hope Base a few weeks back, the terrorist group known as the Forsaken have also launched large-scale assaults against several other factions. While these attacks were repulsed, the growing scale of operations by the Forsaken is a cause for concern. Meetings have taken place between Hope, Vale, Paladins and Fortress to discuss the creation of a new coalition to work more closely together in the conflict against the Forsaken. A coalition meeting was supposed to take place last night, in fact, after we heard a broadcast over the radio by the Syndicate, a group that Forsaken are supposedly a part of. As Hope officers arrived to the coalition meeting, several bombs went off in the area, but thankfully no one was killed. This bombing was followed by a mutant attack against Vale. With reinforcements from Hope Division, this attack was repulsed, but it was very clear that the Forsaken already know about the coalition. Details of where we are meeting and that we will do everything they can to destroy us. It is possible that someone in the coalition is working with the Forsaken, feeding them information. Listener, in times like these, the world can seem so full of fear and uncertainty. You don't know who to trust, if the water is safe to drink, or which day might be your last. There are factions and mutants and infected and murderous bandits and villains lurking in the shadows. But as terrifying as all that is, there's still good out there. Whether it's a few friends riding around on motorcycles together, people coming to each other's aid when monsters attack, a family putting together a game show to bring you joy and music, a community comes together to help someone build a new home in Pavlovo, a reporter for Zenit News searches for the truth despite all the dangers, a stranger saves and protects a wounded man with burn marks, unconscious on the floor of a police cell, and they fall in love, and she guards him even as their enemies draw close. Here in Chernerus, anything can happen. Not just the bad, but so much good too. Remember, listener, the world is quiet now, but there is still hope.